Testing, testing.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
All right, here we go, guys.
You're watching PTZOptics Live, a 1080p broadcast available exclusively on YouTube Live every Friday, streaming at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Broadcast quality made affordable. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to PTZOptics Live. Tess, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Paul? And everybody in the chat, how are you?
Good to see you all. We've got people from all around the world today excited about a vMix live giveaway. We live stream every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'd like to thank you for being here. If you hit that like button, you're actually helping us donate to charity. We donate to charity every Friday, and we donate up to $250 to the Susquehanna Valley Casa, helping children get adoptions who are in the court system. Wanted to quickly talk about April. Next Friday, Tessa's going to do the show herself.
Yeah, next Friday is a Tess takeover.
Yeah, we were going to call it Behind the Scenes with Tess,
Behind the Scenes with Tess.
Tess wanted to rename it to the Tess Takeover Show.
Takeover. So, it should be interesting.
That will be fun. If you are a PTZOptics customer, I wanted to mention our Facebook user group has been getting a lot of attention. A lot of fun stuff is happening there. And I wanted to start the show off. We've been asking you guys, what do you like about the show? Mm-hmm. What is going on? And people said, give Tess more time. Like where everyone's cutting you off, apparently, not giving you enough time. So,
well, I appreciate that.
Let's go ahead and start the show off with your segment, Tess.
With me?
With your segment.
Alrighty, well, to start things off over here, we want to show some love to our 10 newest YouTube subscribers. We have Leo Brito, Schmidley Tanis, First Presbyterian Church of Lee Summit, Cohen Odart, The Next News Network, John O'Malley, Est Group, Leonardo Galizara, Maduz Liamesco, oh man, this is tough today, and Alex Frizzle. Okay, so we've been getting a lot of questions about NAB. Yes, we are going to be at NAB. I don't think I put, which I meant to put, where exactly our setup is going to be.
Yeah, good point.
We are going to be at NAB, and we had this idea because I'm not going to NAB, but Paul is, and I'm sad, and everybody else that can't go is sad. So we want to give you guys an all-access behind-the-scenes look every step of the way that we're there. So Paul is going to be taking us every step of the way with him starting Friday, April 21st. He's going to do a pre-show, backstage, behind-the-scenes look. We're going to be live streaming that Friday, and that's what that show is going to be about. And then all the entire next week and the remainder of NAB, every day at 2 p.m., we are going to do a live stream to show you what's going on at the show. Pull up some of the pictures that we have of last year. We have a really cool booth set up. I think we have something like 20 cameras.
Yeah.
Paul's going to have a couch there where he can bring guests right on. All your favorite live streamers are going to be there, and you're going to get the chance to kind of talk to them with us. So what I want to know in the chat is let us know who you want us to scope out at NAB, who your favorite streamers are, whether you want us to talk to Tom Sinclair, live streaming pros, maybe the vMix guys. Let us know who you want to see, and we'll make sure that happens for you on our show. One last thing, as promised, we always want to pull up a YouTube comment in relation to what we're talking about today. So today's featured comment is coming up right now. AV Stream says, this is an amazing idea to add color on green screen in the main production. Thank you for this idea. In regards to vMix 19 and vMix Call, which we are using today.
Yes, we are, and we've got a really great group, a little panel here. We have Bruce Richardson. How you doing, Bruce?
Good. Thanks for having me.
We have Eric Pratt.
Howdy.
And we also have Casper from Skaarhoj.
Boy.
Hi, how are you doing?
So, Casper, it's your first time on the show. So,
Yeah.
I wanted to, and you're calling all the way from Denmark, so I wanted to take you into the PTZOptics lightning round, because we might never have you on the show. Who knows? So, you ready?
All right. Yeah.
Here we go. So Casper, it's just a couple 60 seconds here to get to know you a little better. Are you a coffee or a tea drinker?
Coffee, definitely.
How about this, Mac or PC?
Mac, I'm sorry.
Somebody get him. Just
Yeah.
kidding. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay. All right, well then we'll let you in the club.
I should say Android. I'm an open source guy actually, but okay, I'd probably blame it on the other guys at the company. We need to be able to use the same platform, and they forced me. So,
What's your favorite book?
that would be probably 7 Habits by Stephen Covey.
Interesting.
Wow.
What's your favorite movie?
With the guy with the brain, where he's totally brilliant because he eat a pill.
Oh,
Don't you know it? Yeah, exactly.
Limitless.
Limitless.
have
Yeah,
to
that
say-
is
Oh,
really. I like that
Limitless,
too.
yeah. That was a good one.
I watched that every time my wife went to bed, and I get some minutes without her, and then I again and again. Yeah.
Last question: if you could go anywhere in history, anywhere, anytime, to go back in history, where would you go?
Probably year 0, and or maybe year 30 actually, to say hi to Jesus. I guess that would be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, that seems like a great. It's just nice to get to know you. You know, get to know a little bit about everybody, and now I'm gonna take you guys. This show is gonna be a little different.
We're
be
trying
honest.
some new fun stuff.
We're trying some new fun stuff, but this is the way I think we're going to roll the show. It's similar to our normal show. So, Eric, I'd like to ask you to kind of help us out here. Tell us a little bit about vMix 19 and what it has brought to the table for live streamers.
There's really the major feature, of course, is vMix Call, which we're using today. And vMix Call is really neat because it's a WebRTC-based technology, which lets us work through Chrome browsers. And I'm actually just going to share my screen with you and just explain what you're seeing here.
That would be wonderful if you could do that.
So that's going to be confusing to look at. So I'll pull this up instead. What I was showing you there was the actual Chrome browser with, let me just take my graphic off. The Chrome browser that I'm using to connect to you guys there who are running vMix 19. So you have vMix Pro there, and the different levels of vMix have different numbers of callers that can call in. So vMix HD can have 1 WebRTC, 1 vMix call. vMix 4K can have 2, and you guys have vMix Pro, so you can have up to 8 callers. So what I'm doing here is on the other end, I have vMix, which you're looking at here, sending it out via external. You can see that lit up down here, feeding into the Chrome browser. So I'm actually sending the desktop capture of my vMix over to the Chrome browser, over to you guys, and then out to the internet. So that right there tells you can do an awful lot technologically with this new step. It's a way of connecting video sources from around the world via vMix Call, via WebRTC.
It's super cool, and I wanted to ask you, while we've got you in this screen share, what does this mean for virtual sets? Because you're kind of the king of virtual sets, and we'll get into that later, but they've also added 10 multi-view options, 10 layers of multi-view, and I believe that's going to change the world of virtual sets. And I'm using one of the virtual sets that Eric made, actually, in the show, and Eric's going to kind of show us what this means.
Well, the reason why they expanded it primarily was for vMix Call. If you look here, previously the number of rows here was 5, and now that goes up to 10. And I'll explain how that impacts virtual sets in a second. But for vMix Call, what that did is that let them have a 3x3 grid, so we can do the Brady Bunch if we want from people all around the world. So the added presets here needed that additional upgrade in functionality. And from an implementation on the virtual set side, let me just set this up real quick. This used to only have 5 inputs, which, what am I going to use for an input here? Desktop capture. now we have 10. So these 10 different inputs can be, you can see my camera there, the desktop capture there. We can turn off layers on and off and so I'm going to turn off the desk is going to disappear now. I can turn the truss off. So customers can configure the sets because they have that additional layering functionality right within the vMix software. They can make changes on the fly. They can very easily edit their sets. And that's a really powerful functionality because other other switching applications require a standalone virtual set editor.
Yeah.
Is that my timer?
No, that's kind of your timer. I think you did it pretty good. I wanted to ask you a question too about that. Are you going to be building in new functionality into the virtual setworks packs that you sell? Because I know just because you have a multi-view doesn't mean it's really built into the virtual set, and that like all of these features, like the table, for example, like they need to be able to zoom in and zoom out and do all the fun stuff. Are you going to be adding that into?
So just recently with vMix 19, the number of layers expanded from 5 to 10. So we're going to go through and redo all the sets with 10 layers instead of 5.
Wow.
So yes.
That's wonderful. All right, well, let's go on to the production bot here because I want to keep this rolling. We got to go to Skaarhoj.
Wait.
Yep.
I'll be really quick, but this one is, everyone's going to love this. So this wasn't new in vMix 19, but it came out sometime during 18, was support for the resolution for the Ricoh Theta. So vMix now is able to interface with a $300 VR cam to do real-time 360-degree virtual set streaming. So this camera, you guys may be very familiar with the boxes full of GoPros or the other 360-degree solutions, which are quite expensive. Once when you get 6, 10, 20 GoPros, it can be expensive. So the Theta being $300 really, plus vMix really adds an economic solution for doing live 360-degree streaming to Facebook and YouTube.
Viewers are gonna love that.
Viewers are going crazy on that one. Now, give us the take on the production bot because I have to hear about this. This is like the latest and greatest vMix hardware. Is the production bot correct?
Yes. So, vMix discontinued their version of the hardware, deciding to focus strictly on the software. And what we did is we decided that we were going to, step in, and a company called Production Bot has decided to step up to make the portable systems. And one of the complaints that we had about the old systems was that they were too inflexible in terms of configuration, only being able to be purchased in 4 and 8 input SDI options. So the new system that we have is really advantageous in that we can do 4, 8, 12, 16 inputs, 4K inputs, HDMI inputs, so that the configurations are a lot more flexible. And the old control surface didn't let us do more than 14 inputs anyway. And since everything in vMix is an input, you really couldn't switch more than 8 live inputs with it. So that's where actually Skaarhoj comes in. Their control surfaces is what, I won't steal Casper's thunder, but his new control surfaces allow us to sell 12 and 16 input systems. So that's all going to be available and showing at NAB.
Interesting. So let's dig right into that. So Casper, tell me, what are we looking at here?
As Eric said, we have a bunch of new control surfaces, which are really great for vMix because we have added some, I think, really crucial functionality. I'm not a big vMix user myself, but we have done some implementation. And what I noticed is the way they handle sources kind of invites you to have a surface that will show the name of the source because you can move them around, unlike an ordinary switcher where you have a fixed plug you plug an SDI cable into. And you'll see here on the table I brought a few samples, and they are all going to NAB. And one of the most significant things that if you take one like this, I didn't bring a model with a T-bar. We have some with a T-bar, and these are the prototypes we bring to NAB. So I just had to grab whatever I could find on the office today. But what you see is above all these buttons, which are nicely backlit, RGB colored buttons, you have a small display. And these displays will tell you what source is associated with that particular button. And the cool thing is, if you go from, with this one, you could handle 8 inputs. In fact, you could handle 16 if you wanted to use these for active sources as well. But the cool thing is that you can cascade these. So they snap together magnetically like this, and you can add more modules to the left. So essentially, you can have a really small controller if you have a small show, and you can just add modules and grow to like 60 sources. And then, of course, you would have to have really long arms at that point. But in that sense, it's a really flexible solution. You get started easily without a big cost up front, and then you can expand as you go. So that's the one thing I wanted to show today.
That is super cool. Tess, is the chat room blowing up?
Yeah, well, actually, they're talking about audio. Apparently, they're saying we're a little too low.
We are. Can
So
you turn this up a little?
But do you want me to go over there?
If you could,
Okay,
I guess.
yeah.
So we're going to fix our audio, turn it up a little bit. Casper, really cool stuff. Thank you for that. We're going to answer all the questions in the chat room and everything, making sure that, I guess the guests are... that never happens. We try to turn it down. So our next topic here is the Reseller Meetup. And I don't know if, Eric, you want to take this one, but we have a Reseller Meetup at NAB.
All right. So, yes, we're planning on getting together Tuesday at 2. Let me refer to my high-tech
Right, I'm back.
calendaring system. Tuesday at 4. Sorry. Tuesday at 4, all the resellers for PTZOptics are going to get together. We're hoping to have Casper there. I understand he's going to be showing off a PTZ controller for your cameras.
Wonderful.
And we're going to do a raffle.
Yes.
You want to tell us about that, Paul?
Yeah, so basically, if you're coming to NAB, you contact either myself or Eric, and we get you involved in the raffle where we're going to be giving away a free 20X or VL box cam from PTZOptics. So that's totally up to you which one you want, and you will win that. We also are obviously giving away a vMix Pro license soon. And next week, we're giving away Volume 7 of Virtual Setworks 4K virtual sets. So really, really cool stuff. The next actually topic, and Bruce, I'm not forgetting about you here, is actually Tess. And Tess, this is just really quickly, one more thing about NAB here.
Me?
Yeah. You got your own thing there, see? You're on the show segment. VIP at NAB.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I almost forgot to talk about our hashtag.
Yes.
We picked a fun hashtag that we're going to put on everything that we have on social media regarding NAB while we are there. Hashtag VIP at NAB. I think it's pretty clever, and I don't think anybody else has it yet. So if you search that hashtag, you'll be able to keep up with everything that is going on at NAB on our end.
And Tess has our new auto-tracking camera up. Can you just go left to right a little bit?
Is it tracking me right now?
Oh.
Did you switch it?
Maybe it's not on.
And
Never
it just
mind.
looked weird. Cool.
But Tess made this for us. A little Vegas-themed NAB show.
After Effects
template here. And just to get it in all of our minds here, that VIP at NAB. Your inside track to the NAB show. We hope to see you there. So thank you for that, Tess. And next is my good friend Bruce Richardson from VideoLink. Bruce, we haven't had a chance to talk to you yet. How are you doing back there?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. We've been hanging out in the pre-show for quite a bit here, Bruce. And you were able to give me a tour of your Toronto showroom, which actually features some really cool vMix stuff. So I'm going to play the tour here. Starts in Toronto. And why don't you go ahead and just narrate it for us?
Room with all our products that we ship out all over Canada. Looks like that would be studio number 2. Those are the road cases that we make, the flight packs that we ship all over the world. This is Studio 2. That's control room, green screen, full green screen psych, corner psych.
Wow.
If you go through that studio, you'll come into what we use for our showroom. So we have a number of different products there from different manufacturers set up and operational, so people like to see them up close. There's a quick link, there's a vMix, there's cameras from a lot of different manufacturers. Funny enough, we've got cameras from all kinds of different companies, but the ones we use are PTZOptics. This is the control room inside Studio 2. That's a TriCaster 8000. It's all hooked up through a gigabit network for NDI, which means we can hook to the vMix, which is great. And yeah, that's our Studio 2. This is Studio 3. It's a convertible studio. A lot of guys come in here to use it for different purposes. It gets changed all the time. Sometimes it's a police place, sometimes it's products, sometimes it's dance. It gets changed a lot. That is the IP series system from Newtek. That's their newest series. It's a monster and capable of just magic. It's amazing, amazing system. Again, full NDI, so we can hook into cameras, computers, other systems. It's amazing. We've got close to 2,000 companies now that are implementing NDI into their hardware. So,
speaking of NDI, that's where I kind of wanted to wrap this up and kind of take it full circle, because we started with vMix, went to Skaarhoj, we went to the NAB, and now I want to kind of bring it NDI vMix full circle here. You are a Newtek dealer, you're a vMix dealer. How does it feel to have everything be able to be connected together?
Well, I've been in this business now for 30 years, and I'm an AV guy by definition. I deal with IT all the time. I don't particularly enjoy it, but I have to, and I do. But IT is very scary for a lot of AV guys, and really it doesn't have to be. NDI simplifies a lot of what we used to have to do to connect equipment. With the NDI protocol, it automates so many things and connects everything so everything sees everything. It really is quite a piece of work, and we're very, very pleased to be part of it all. We've done connections across miles of network, connecting, like TriCaster to a vMix system. That's we do that. We see that being done all the time now. So a great example of the NDI is we have a lot of schools that we deal with, and they used to have to pack up their gear, whatever their switchers may be, and they had to go to the event, which would say like be across the city, and do the event from there. Nowadays, with NDI over a VPN network, we're able to take the cameras to the event, plug them into a network, and have our production studio 6 or 7 or 10 miles away, and none of the production-y setup has to be moved. So it's very convenient for, and I'll use a school board as an example. For a school board with a virtual network to have a studio set up at one school and cover all the events at all the other schools without moving that production hardware.
Yeah. No, I know.
So we're talking, miles away. It's just phenomenal. It's really going to change our industry. It already has.
Well, we're going to go to the post-show here. And I'll hear you in a second. Someone's sending me back a little feedback, so I muted all 3 of you until we figure that out. I'll see you in the post-show. We're going to answer all your questions, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.
And that's all, folks. We appreciate your participation in the chat room and can't wait to host our next informative Q&A session. Your questions drive the conversation forward for live streaming professionals around the world. Until next time, happy streaming!